Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan and thank you so much for clicking on one of my bookish videos. Today I'm going to be filming a very special video reading romance books for the week. And in full disclosure, this video was inspired by Sarah Caroli, who did a reading romance books for 24 hours vlog. I cannot do the 24 hours thing, so I figured why not save some of my romance books on my TBR for this month, some books I've really been wanting to pick up and read them for this entire week. So if you want to see me reading romance books for this entire week, then keep on watching. Gotta start the video out. Shout out to Cup of the Day is this little strawberry glass from Anthropologie. I'm obsessed. And book merch of the video is my bookmarked podcast little sweatshirt from House of Jupiter, which I've been wanting to get for so long now, and I finally was able to get my hands on one of them, so I have been living in this crew neck. Alright, so to give you a little sneak peek of what I think I'm going to be reading this week, I know for a fact I have two books on my physical TBR that I've been really wanting to pick up. One is a backlist book and one is a very special early copy. So to start, I know that I'm going to be reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I am so excited to read this book. I've heard phenomenal things. I have been wanting to read Kennedy's books for honestly years now, and I've just put it off because I know it's going to be very emotionally devastating. So this will definitely be the first book I read this week. And then the other book that I'm super excited to read is Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt. This is an advanced copy that was sent to me by St. Martin's Press, so thank you very much to them for the free book. I have heard such good things about this book. I am feeling super hopeful that it's going to be a favorite of mine. So yeah, I am going to dive right into this reading vlog. Hello, happy Tuesday. I wanted to do a little talking check-in and updates of where I'm at. So as you saw me reading yesterday, I did start reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and honestly, I could not put this book down last night. I knew it was going to be sad. I've heard that Kennedy just writes very emotional, raw, authentic books, but I honestly did not know the underlying themes in this book. Miscarriage, depression, anxiety, divorce is the main romance conflict, but I was tearing up multiple times last night. I honestly started annotating, underlining several quotes. The writing is beautiful. I honestly cannot tell you the last time that I read something that so authentically depicted depression and what it's like to go through depression, and just the conversation around therapy and getting help has been wonderful. So I am obsessed with this book, not even the romance part, just the writing. I love the romance. I am really, really rooting for them. Right now, I'm on around chapter 11, so I'm a little over 100 pages in. I feel like I'm gonna keep binging this tonight. Hopefully have another check-in slash maybe finish tomorrow. Yeah, I'm loving everything about this. The romance is fantastic. You can just really feel the tension and the yearning between both the characters, and I really like the dual point of views. I feel like you don't often read about a divorce, marriage in crisis situation in a romance book, so I'm really enjoying that perspective. Okay, so the other book that I decided to start, which I have been dying to dive back into this series, is Caught Up, which is book 3 in the Windy City series. I can't stop reading it. Ugh, I just like, I honestly beat myself up constantly for not reading this series sooner because it's, you know, very, very popular romance, interconnected sports romance series, and I put it off for a long time. I liked the first book, but like most other people, I feel like the second book is when I fell in love with the series, and now with this third book, Kai and Miller, I am loving it. I don't normally like love the whole single dad slash nanny trope. I mean, I like it, but it's not like my favorite trope ever. But just the chemistry and the banter between Kai and Miller is so good. I'm really loving the son, Max. And yeah, I think I'm like 45% through, around there, 45-50%. I've been flying through this book. I feel like it's going by so fast and I'm just really loving it. Like, I can't put it down. It's so bingeable. It's so much fun. So I'm also going to be reading that tonight, and my hope is ideally I can finish Before I Let Go and Caught Up by tomorrow to start the next books in this little romance reading vlog. But so far, honestly, I have a really, really good feeling about both these books. Right now, they could easily both be 4.5, maybe 5 stars. So let's see how this turns out. Hello and happy Wednesday. I am about to start reading for the night, but I wanted to do some quick little check-ins and updates on my progress in Before I Let Go and Caught Up, because I have been binging these books for the past few days. I'm honestly getting pretty close to the end and I am dying to finish them tonight, but I know realistically I probably won't until tomorrow. So currently in Before I Let Go, I'm on chapter 38, page 319. The book is about 380 pages, so I have about 60 pages left. I am super close to finishing and I've been absolutely loving it. The next time I check in with you, I will have finished the book and I'll tell you all my thoughts then, but just know that the writing in this book is so beautiful. It really reminds me of Emily Henry in terms of just the way that Kennedy's able to explain human emotions and describe a lot of really raw and common issues. I'm just loving it. Like, I know that this is going to be an easy 5 stars for me. I have been thinking about it constantly. I've been wanting to read it all day, every day, and I've been flying through it, but also really taking my time and soaking up the writing and being with these characters. So I have a really, really good feeling about this one. I think my favorite part so far, aside from the romance, which I am loving, and the tension and just the angst between second chance romance for this couple that was married and built a whole life together, is just a discussion of depression and therapy and getting help, especially with Yasmin's character. I think her character is really powerful in the way that Kennedy's writing her as this woman who went through so much and really worked on herself to try and make herself a better person and get back to her life and her family. So I am loving that part. All right, and then in Caught Up, I'm currently 70% through. So again, I think I can finish this definitely within the next day, and I'm really loving it. I do think that the series as a whole and the writing has gotten better with each book. I do think The Right Move will still be my favorite even after finishing this one, but I'm really enjoying Kai and Miller, and their little found family that they've created with Max. I really love the chemistry and the banter with Kai and Miller. I feel like that is where this book has really been super successful, is just the dynamic and the chemistry between both of them. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's just making me more excited to keep reading the rest of the series, and especially seeing the characters from the first two books in this book, and then seeing characters that I know will be the next two books in the series. So I am excited to finish this one. Hello, happy Friday. So I actually finished both Before I Let Go and caught up yesterday, but I did not do my little reviews for you guys. So I thought I would do them before we get into the next few books in this video. To start, I finished Before I Let Go, and this book, I will be raving about it for the foreseeable future. I am mad at myself for putting off reading this for so long. I fully understand now why so many people love Candy Ryan's writing. This was a very easy 5-star romance book. It was beautiful. I cried multiple times. I feel like I got the second chance slow burn romance the entire book, but it was so realistic because of this family situation. I don't have enough good things to say. I think Candy's writing in this was outstanding. It really, the only other highest honor I could give it is it reminded me of Emily Henry's writing because of just how emotional and in tune with human emotions and normal human experiences and issues that were brought up in this book. The discussion again of normalizing therapy, not only for Yasmin, who went through a terrible miscarriage, stillbirth situation, but also for her entire family, normalizing therapy for males and especially Black males, young and old, I think was extremely important. I mean, if you have not read this book, if you were like me and you put it off because you thought that it was going to really hurt you, it did. But it was so worth it. I cannot wait to keep reading the rest of her books. I just got the next book in this series. I will be reading it soon, and I'm in love. And then Caught Up, I ended up really loving. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I feel like I really enjoyed just the found family in this book between Kai, Miller, and Max. I do feel like it was very spicy. That was a lot of the chemistry between Kai and Miller part, I feel like, was that like physical attraction. However, I really appreciated the focus on Miller as this badass, really ambitious, really talented chef who is really trying to figure out her career and her identity and what she wants out of life. I thought that was really well done. I really enjoy the female main characters in this series and how they're written. And I really loved Kai. He was a sweetheart. I feel like he just really wanted someone to love and support him and understand his love for Max. Yeah, it was wonderful. The Right Move is still my favorite book in the series. However, the teasing and background glimpses of Isaiah and Kennedy in this book, as well as Rio, has just made me so excited for the next two books in the series. I know so many people love Play Along, which is the next book, and so I will be reading it soon before Rewind It Back comes out in May, and I have a really good feeling because I love seeing just the other characters in the series be in the background. That's like one of my favorite things in an interconnected romance series. Good morning, happy Saturday. I just woke up, made myself my little coffee in my B cup, and I'm about to start reading for the morning, but I wanted to give some updates on the two next books that I'm reading for this video, which I did start last night, but I didn't make it too far in the book. If you can hear whining in the background, that's my dog who's sitting right here. So I did start reading Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt last night. I have heard incredible things about this one from so many friends who have read early copies. Just from starting it last night, I can already tell that I'm really gonna love it. I did not realize that this is a second chance divorced couple, which is very similar to Before I Let Go, and I did not plan to have two very similar tropes and romances back to back, but that is okay. I currently am on chapter 15, which is about 40% through the book, and I feel like I've now gotten a lot more of their backstory, or just like their current setup and their tension, and they're about to go on their little road trip together to see if they can rekindle their romance, and I am super excited to keep reading. Okay, and the next book that I just started reading, which I'm so excited about, is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have been wanting to do a reread of this for the past few months, especially leading up to the release of Great Big Beautiful Life, and I just got my paperback copy because she's stunning, and I thought there was no greater time. So I have had this on my TBR, and I figured it would be perfect to pick it up for this romance video. Started it yesterday, and I only got to chapter 10, page 100. So optimistically, I'm going to finish both these books by tomorrow for this video, but we shall see. I mean, it's just so easy to read Emily's books. I literally like flew through these first 100 pages. I love them. I love Miles. I was like getting giddy thinking about how I get to be back with Miles and Daphne leading up to this reread. I don't know. I can never rank any of Emily Henry's books because it constantly changes every time that I reread, but I do think that Funny Story for me is up there with Beach Read, and those are my two favorites right now. So I'm excited to keep reading. Happy Sunday. I am here to wrap up this reading vlog and give some updates. I did just finish reading both Left of Forever and Funny Story. I am so excited to say that this video was an absolute success because I found 2 new favorite books, I think, and absolutely loved every single book I read in this vlog. Left of Forever destroyed me. I really was hoping that I was gonna love this one because I have really enjoyed Tara's writing in her other books that I've read. I feel like I've given all of them like 4.5 stars, and her writing has really stuck out to me. Whether or not I like super connected with or was obsessed with the characters. And this was the perfect combination of her writing, next level in terms of the emotion, just the angst. I loved Wren and Ellis so much. I don't even have words. Like, I am going to be raving about this book. I need everybody to read this book when it comes out in May. I just think like it's easily her best work yet. You could really tell how personal of a story it was for her. It is a second chance. Very young couple, have been dating for most of their lives, get married young, have a kid very young, and then as they go throughout life, they, you know, go through life struggles and kind of grow apart and need to figure out whether or not they want to make their marriage work. You could just tell how personal of a story this was for her, which I think really just made the emotions come across so strongly. But this was, again, an easy 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved it. I cried so much throughout this book. Like, I already want to reread it. And there was a lot of spice, a lot of steam, which I loved. I just loved the chemistry between Wren and Ellis. Best friends to lovers, especially when it's second chance, always gets me. 10 out of 10 for this wonderful book. All right, and then I did just finish my reread of Funny Story, and this is actually my 3rd time reading this book. I had listened to the audiobook and I read the book when it released, and now I'm rereading it, and I'm happy to report, as with I think every Emily Henry book, every time I reread one of her books, I like it even more. Something about this book, I love Miles' character so much. He's just such like a sweetheart, wonderful personality. He's not typically the type of male main character that I am obsessed with. Something about like his gruffy like exterior, but how much of like a sweetheart golden retriever he is. I absolutely love him. There's just something about this book, the setting, the atmosphere, the connection that Miles and Daphne build from such an awful experience and event in their lives. It's just so good. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite Emily Henry books. It makes me so happy every time I read it, and this has made me even more excited to read Great Big Beautiful Life, which I'm going to be reading soon, and I'm so excited. All right, so that is it for this little reading romance books for a week vlog. Honestly, I had such a successful week. I read 4 books this week, 2 books off my physical TBR, a reread, and continuing a series that I've been loving. I absolutely loved every single book, 4.5 stars and beyond, and I found 2 5-star new favorite reads. So honestly, I kind of love doing this. I feel like maybe in the future I'll do like a reading fantasy books for a week or another reading romance books for the week. It's just such a good way to like really dive deep into the genre, especially when you find new books that you love and you're reminded of why you love the romance genre. Hopefully you guys loved watching this vlog. If you have read any of these books, or if you're looking forward to reading some of them, please let me know in the comments, / let me know if there's any romance books that should be on my radar. If you want to see more bookish videos from me in the future, please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!